Hello my friends, we are continuing in our Advent adventure. It's the 9th of December 2020, and interestingly enough today I want to talk about thought grenades or unbelief grenades. Hang on Mark, I thought this series was about discovering the wonder and the joy and the power of Advent. Well, it is, it honestly is, it still is. But I want to look at protecting it, because sometimes we come across things in the scripture or people angle things at us. They share something with us, sometimes intentionally to disturb our faith. And we need to know how to defend our position. We need to know how to hold that place of wonder, hold that place of joy without going into denial, without going, no, can't hear you, can't see anything, no, it's all fine. We have to come up with something that actually satisfies us intellectually, that is logically true. And one of these things pops up in the Christmas story. Now, you may or may not be aware of this, but if you look in Luke chapter 2, and I'm just looking past the camera at my computer screen right now, it says, verse 1, in those days, Caesar Augustus issued a decree that a census should be taken of the entire Roman world. Well, you know about that, and of course Mary and Joseph, they have to set off to take part in the census, and off they go to Bethlehem, which is where David's family comes from, King David, which of course Joseph is a part of. And then there's this next, it's bracketed in verse 2. This was the first census that took place while Quirinius, or however you say his name, was governor of Syria. Now, what historians have since discovered is there was no census done when he was governor. Mr. Q, in all the time he governed, he didn't do a census. And so what you will hear is, there you go, the Bible's wrong, it's not true, and if that bit's not true, none of it's true, and if it's not true, there is no God, so your faith is useless, and we're all going to oblivion. All words to that effect. Okay, what we have to do is take a breath. We don't go into denial. We don't pretend it's not there. We don't abandon Jesus. You don't abandon 2,000 years of study and all the evidence and fact about God over this. What we've got is something we don't understand. And the way we come to understand it is by pressing in. Now, let me just do a screen share with you. Just have a look. This is the software I use, the Bible software. And you can see I've highlighted the bracketed bit. Now, if I click on this little A after while, it also says this census took place before. And if you've got a modern Bible, you'll find that actually you'll have it in your notes somewhere. If you've got it on your phone, you might find if you just press the little thing there, that's what will come up. Because the word there that is translated while, it can mean either while or before, depending on the context. And we have lots of examples of that in our language. Just a silly one. If my 6'5" son comes home from rugby and says, "We battered them, Dad," I didn't think that they were getting flour and water. But if he's in the kitchen and he says, "I battered them, Dad," I'm not thinking he's rugby tackling a piece of fish, or whatever it is he's working on. So the context determines the meaning of the word. And when this was first translated to English, we didn't know when the censuses were. We didn't have access to all this. This has all come in the last few years. So what happens is, instead of running away from this apparent anomaly, by pressing in, by digging into it, we actually find out, oh, no. They just translated that word wrong. Just read the word the other way round. The census took place before Quirinius was governor of Syria, and it all works. Luke has parked us on the timeline, and we know what's going on. And this, you'll find there's all sorts of stuff. Jesus is the same as the Greek gods of mythology, and this story is repeated hundreds of times. You'll find them all over the place, and I guarantee you, if you press into them, they disappear. We don't have to be afraid of these apparent contradictions. We are blessed with really smart people out there who know how to speak the languages. They dig into the history. And how do you know this, Mark? Well, because I've got loads and loads of books by really smart people, and because I could click on the screen. And maybe there's something that you've been carrying that's bugging you. Get in touch. Let's dig into it. Maybe I can do a video on it and it can help other people. And as always, do like, do share. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And let's walk together and let's rediscover the wonder of Advent and actually the whole story of God. Have a fantastic day, my friends. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.